Armada Book 2 Chapter 1 The Exchange Part 1. Sometime in the month of September 2059. Oh my God, Edna, is that you? Maria exclaimed. Maria, well, you still look tall and hot. They hugged each other. Edna kissed Maria on the cheeks and Maria hugged her some more. It's been 12 years since we saw each other at your college send-off to Harvard. So how's life treating you? Edna asked. Well, in a nutshell. I got married, 3 kids, divorced, went to space, created an intergalactic trading company, met a very nice alien named Rodin who I think likes me also, and now I'm here buying groceries. Well, in a nutshell, also I got married to a Marine colonel, had 3 kids, started an online business, got widowed, and now I'm here with you. I am sorry for your loss. But I am very glad to see you. I loved him very, very much. Those were the happiest days of my life. He died in the war 5 years ago and I still cry at night. I miss him so much. I was glad to lose my husband. Now we have each other. I am back in your life and you are back in mine. She hugged Edna again. Let's have lunch and you can tell me about your alien boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend, we're still just hanging out. Fuck dude, you haven't changed. With boys I mean men, still kinda hanging out. This is different. I like his company very much and he likes mine. Did he ask you to be his girlfriend? No, but I could feel him. Nothing changed with you. He's married. No, he is not married to anyone but to his job and he has so many kids. This is different, Edna. I think the bond will be deeper. It's something like we can never be, but we would enjoy each other anyway. Shit, that's really you. You know what, let me meet this guy and I can assess him for you, you know, like old times. I would love to have you meet him. Do you have 2 days for me? If for you I have a week or even a month if you want, you're my best friend. Let me just call my sister to take care of my kids. She called her sister Donna and told her she had met Maria at the grocery and they wanted to go someplace for a few days. They checked out and Edna went to her car. Maria was following her. Where's your car? I don't have a car. Okay, better ride with me. My house is just 3 blocks from here. The kids are in school and Donna is a teacher there. Donna is not married? She was, but she got divorced 2 years ago. No kids, so we just thought since I'm her closest family here in San Diego to live together, she can save on rent. In a few minutes they drove into a very large house. Edna and Maria walked into the house and they brought the groceries down on the kitchen island. This is a nice house. Huge and new. I make good money on my online investments and trading sites. She started fixing the groceries with Maria helping her, and when she finished, showed Maria her large office. Edna continued, all my work happens here. The only thing is I work 24/7. Then you need to be here and work. No, one thing about this online business is that I can do whatever I want to do. Now I want to be with you. Thanks, Edna. So shall we go? Let's use my bigger car. No, Edna. Ashton, please. In a second, they were in the bridge of Maria's Vinta. What just happened? Edna asked sheepishly. You said you wanted to meet Rodin. He's 3 bly from here. It's like 6 hours going there. I thought you said alien as in alien from another country. I told you I have an intergalactic company. Intergalactic means intergalaxies. Galaxies have solar systems and solar systems have planets. I thought you're smart. This ship is my office. I thought intergalactic is the name of your company. Well, anyway, so we were beamed here like in Star Trek, right? Yes, but a little different. She explained the TP technology and how they will be going to meet Rodin by going through the TP network. She told the story about how the TP network was created and who put them up. How come we can't see this ship from Earth? Come here, can you see those ships parked on your upper left? That disc underneath them and that small disc? We are all cloaked. Invisible from Earth. How'd you get into this racket? You remember Ellie Rivers? Yes, of course I remember Ellie. as she recruited me to provide a service to our off-world people and aliens. And the services? We barter things from Earth in exchange for whatever goods they have. I make a lot of money. In 2 months I will make about $50 billion or equivalent. That's a lot of money. And that's like every 2 months? Yes, and it's going to double in a few months because of this TP network. You should join me. Let's be partners. I will give you 20% of the enterprise. Just take care of the Earth operations. This can be your office and Ashton can be your assistant. I need to travel a lot and I would rather be with Roden as much as I can. That's very generous of you. Who's Ashton? Ashton appeared and introduced himself. I get it, Ashton looks like your idol. But why me, Maria? Ellie brought this thing on my lap and I asked her why me. And she said because you're my best friend. So now I am saying the same thing to you. You are my best friend and you studied business, right? I have an MBA and a PhD in economics. See, so we are now partners. I guess we're back together again. So where's Ellie? Ashton, where's Ellie? Ellie is in her ship on the way to planet Los Angeles. ETA 2 days. What does Ellie do? As she fights bad guys and establishes contacts with the good guys. Our job is to establish trade with these aliens. Who else is doing this? Besides you and me? None. Nobody in a big way, but there are small enterprising people who does barter on the side using luggages. I also fund a lot of enterprises off-world and some on Earth. Like this couple in San Francisco, Ellie introduced me to them and I put up the money for them to establish the recruiting of old people. Then they got smarter and they asked me to give them more money to buy some retirement homes and hospices. Let me show you around your new office. They walked around the ship and it was like a regular warehouse office with a lot of goods scattered around. Then she noticed a large room full of diamond. What's with the diamond? The off-world people use them like batteries or energy storage devices. I don't know what to do with them. I just got them from a warehouse I cleaned up in planet Los Angeles so I can use the space. They have several hundred tons of them in warehouses scattered around. If I start selling them on Earth, I will depress the diamond market. I did try and got a few billions for them and the prices dipped. So I don't know. Maria continued how she used the money from the diamond to set up a banking cooperative owned by all off-world people, including all the people of planet Los Angeles and other off-world people. She just put their name in as cooperative owners and later told them that they own a number of shares. The bank has also supported off-world enterprises by off-world business individuals. She also explained the black market that has developed out of the barter economy for US dollars and the alien currencies. I figured it would be easier to sell the banking coup idea to off-world people if they have shares in it already. That's smart. So the aliens have currencies as well? Yes, the Macs have what they call the IMM and the Inkies have a new common currency they call Furan. So if an Earthling wants to buy an Inky item, he has to buy Furans first so he can buy the item? Or if a Mac wants to buy ice cream, they buy dollars first with their IMMs? Yes, and the banking coup provides this service. The bank has a lot of money from the sale of diamond and some precious gems to Earth customers. It is presently based on planet Los Angeles, but we have plans to put up one on planet Seattle and planet Portland. The other planets are still in transition and there is not a lot of demand for the services. When do you think Earth will be in on this alien world? Within 3 to 4 years, maybe more or maybe less. Then that's the period when we have the most advantage. I would sell all the diamonds slowly and use the money to buy the largest companies that produce what the aliens want. How much do you think are in the warehouse? Several trillions worth, I suppose. But the diamonds are easy to come by. I intend to get a targeting TP from Ellie, and if we have these we can just go using one of my transport ships to this planet, which is almost all diamond, and beam up several thousand tons and bring it here. Oh wow, that easy, huh? Well, that's my plan. If we sell the diamond slowly, the market will depress slowly, and when the news breaks out, the diamond would be worth much less because now it would be an industrial item. I think that's too evil. Look, several trillions worldwide will surely make a lot of rich people a little poorer, but it will not kill them. I guess it's okay, we just have to watch the market very well. What we can do is to buy companies all over the world. If we buy several large dairy farms in New Zealand and Australia, we can easily shift some of the operations off-world whenever we decide to. And we can control the ice cream supply for our use. We can buy several vineyards in France, Italy and Spain so we can have control over the wine and brandy supply. And now we're on the same page. She put her face near Maria's and rubbed her cheeks to her cheeks. Maria rubbed back as she remembers some of the so many cheek rubs they did in high school. Let's go to France and buy some wines and brandy for Ellie when we meet her. Ashton, I want to go to the Romaine farm, beam us near a car rental. Edna and Maria were beamed inside a ladies' room in a coffee shop across the rental car office. You've been here before? Yes, we have to get a truck to put the wines in. They walked into the car rental and rented the largest van they can get. Maria got behind the wheel and they drove about an hour to the farm. I never knew you could speak French, Maria. You'd get used to this. I learned a lot of languages, some alien ones, in a few months out of sheer necessity. The farm owners Abel and Angeline knew Maria well enough by now. They know that she pops up, buys a truckload of the most expensive wines around the area and leaves. Sometimes they receive a wire for several $1 million and 3 to 5 days later she would call in an order and requests them to buy for her several large 40-foot truckloads of wines that they deliver to a warehouse. Sometimes they would see several trucks making the same deliveries to the warehouse. 5 days ago they got a wire for $10 million and so they prepared the usual truckloads worth that much and waited for her to call. They are not supposed to get surprised, but today the couple felt something was different when they saw Maria driving a truck with a woman companion. Et bonjour belle Angeline. Comment ça va? Eh bien, et vous? Abel asked. Good. This is my friend and partner Edna. Edna, this is Abel and his wife Angeline. Glad to meet you guys. I see you have a truck. We already prepared 7 40-foot truckloads of the usual wines. I would like some fine wines and your finest brandy. We have several thousand bottles below of the finest wines in this part of France. Brandy, we can go to our friend who has his stocks at the town down this road. You have to pay Arnaud in cash. Angeline said. They went down to the couple's wine cellar and saw boxes of wines wrapped in pallets. Abel pointed to the finest wines he has. Okay, how much for the wines? Maria asked. This batch, the average cost is $800 a bottle. These 2 pallets will cost you $4 million. Abel said. Okay, I'll pay you in cash. Let me go to the truck and get your money. Maria said. Edna and Maria went into the back of the truck and told Ashton to beam several suitcases of cash to the back of the truck. Ashton, how much in each suitcase? Maria asked. Ashton appeared and said, the Max report that each suitcase contains $5 million. Okay, thanks Ashton. Just leave 4 suitcases here and beam the rest back to the ship. Edna and Maria each rolled a suitcase to Abel's home office. Abel, there's $5 million in each suitcase. I will leave these with you and request that you fill in the balance with the same high-quality wine. You can take 20% as your commission for the effort. Thanks Maria, that is so generous of you. The boys are ready to load the wines into your truck. We will drive the car and you can follow us to town. By the way, Abel. Are there any vineyards that you know that are for sale? Angeline responded, yes, as a matter of fact, a family that immigrated to Australia wanted to sell the vineyard. It's fairly large. Please talk to them and ask how much for the whole place. I will authorize you to negotiate on my behalf, then you can call me their response. If you can find more, negotiate those for me as well. They went outside and saw the wines have already been loaded and the suitcases put at the entrance end of the truck. They followed Abel to town and parked their truck near a small town railroad station. They got the 2 suitcases from the back of the truck and walked towards Abel. They walked down the street to a small cafe and the owner spotted Abel and Angeline walking towards him. Quoi de neuf, Abel? Arnaud asked. Bonjour Arnaud, this is my friend Maria, the one I was telling you who buy wines from me. She now wants to buy some of your finest brandies. Maria greeted, Bonjour Arnaud, glad to meet you. This is my business associate Edna. Edna reached and shook Arnaud's hand. Bonjour Edna said, saying her first French word. Abel started, Maria has a truck outside and needs a few hundred bottles. Arnaud instructed them to follow him down to his cellar. They were amazed at how large the cellar was. This cellar is more than 100 years old. Arnaud's family has several vineyards and this is half of their stock. The brandies are on the right. Abel said. Arnaud pointed to a pallet of bottles. These bottles are around 80 years old. I have 28,000 bottles of brandy at this age and 60,000 or so that are around 60 years old. You cannot find these anywhere in the world. How much for 1,000 bottles of the 80 years old? Maria asked. $5 million US. Arnaud said. I have $10 million cash in these 2 suitcases. But my truck can carry only 500 bottles. Can I come back for the balance? Maria asked. Arnaud seemed a little surprised that somebody would be bringing that much money around. Okay, I would be here. You can look for me at the café, Arnaud said. They shook hands and Abel and Angeline bid farewell and left Maria and Edna at the café. They saw Arnaud's men load the truck, then they pretend to drive to another town but came back after 30 minutes. While Arnaud's men loaded the balance they went to Arnaud and courteously said goodbye. After returning the truck to the rental, they went back to the café's restroom and beamed out. That was a quick 4-hour tour of France where we just spent $20 million. Edna said. This is going to be your job now to spend all the money we have. Don't worry Maria, I will spend with malice and aggression. They laughed and rubbed their cheeks again. It's dinner time. Let's go to New York and eat at this diner. After dinner, the two agreed to take a rest in the ship. They were just lounging on the couch in the bridge and drinking the wine they bought when they simply drifted to sleep. It was almost midnight when Maria woke and saw Edna was fast asleep. Ashton appeared and told Maria about Ellie's arrival at Planet Los Angeles. Hey Ed, wake up, we have to go to Planet Los Angeles. Ellie will be coming over to Vicky's house and I want us to be there. Edna woke up fast and immediately thought out loud, we should bring some wines and brandy. Edna, we need to change first. Go home and be back here in 15 minutes. Edna agreed and she beamed back to her house. When Edna got back, they spent some time choosing the wines and brandies they wanted to bring, both pretending to understand wines and brandies when in fact they just knew how to drink. After an hour they were able to decide on what to put into 2 boxes. Ashton promptly beamed them near Vicky's house. It was a reunion for the 3 and after an hour or so at Vicky's house they were back in Maria's ship with Ellie. Hey Ed, are you sure Liz is an anthropologist? Ellie asked. It was 10 years ago that I saw her and she told me she wanted to be an anthropologist. Ashton, can you show us all the American female anthropologists that are the same age as Ellie? Maria said. Ashton is cute. Where did you get his looks? Wait, he's a movie star, your favorite movie star. Ellie said, paused and looked at Maria. And Ashton, do you know all our birthdays? Ellie asked. Yes I do, except for Edna, which I will have in a few seconds. And you now know who is older, right? Ellie asked. Ashton nodded, yes. Shut up, Ashton. Maria said. After a few seconds, Ashton displayed several young female anthropologists. Ashton, her name is Elizabeth. Edna said. Ashton showed 2 women with that name. There on the right. That's Liz. Where is she now, Ashton? Maria asked. Ashton explained, records show she is in a dig in Central America under an Aztec temple. He showed a hologram of the place. He scanned the grounds and saw several tunnels underneath the temple leading to one large room. Ashton showed a lone figure in the large room. He zoomed in and they saw it looks like Elizabeth. Beam us into this spot. Let's go, ladies. Ellie said. The 3 were beamed in the hallway leading to the main room. They walked into the room where they saw Elizabeth. Elise. Maria greeted. Liz was taken aback literally, her body hit the wall and with outstretched arms slowly sliding to a squatting position. Oh my God, am I dead? Ellie, Edna, Maria, are you guys dead too? She shouted frantically while trying to stand. Oh, what are you talking about? And stop shouting, we're in a closed space. Ellie said. Look, I am working alone under a temple where nobody wanted to go because it is so dangerously prone to cave-ins, and I see Ellie in a bright-colored sundress and Maria in an all-white shirt and pants and Edna in light brown shirt and shorts, the three of you together in the middle of nowhere. And it's raining hard outside. Oh my, I must really be dead. And I did not even know how I died. How about my family? Edna went to Liz and embraced her tight and smacked her cheeks several times. Ellie went over and embraced the two. Then Maria got in on the act. I am glad to see you too, Liz. And we are not dead. Ellie said. Liz sat down. And I guess you're real since I felt you, but how? They felt a large tremor and a noise down the hall. Then a lot of dust slowly flowed into the room. Liz rushed to look and carrying her flashlight saw that the hall had caved in. See that, now we're really done. Liz said. She sighed hard and okay, what's up with the three of you? Liz, we just want to see you and ask you how you are and to tell you we missed you a lot. Maria said. Liz thought a moment and she rushed to Maria and embraced her hard. Then she released Maria and embraced Ellie, then Edna. I am happy to see you again before we all die. What, we're going to die? Edna asked. Yes, the tremor sealed us from outside and nobody will be looking for me, not for a few days from now. So we are pretty much sealed. I am just sorry that I was not able to help my husband. You have a husband? Ellie asked. Yes, his name is Tom Beckett, and he's with the army during the war. He was a helicopter pilot doing medevac for the troops when at one of these rescues his chopper was hit by an RPG. It exploded near its right side right after takeoff, and the explosion destroyed that side of his chopper, sending fragments to his body. Some of the fragments hit his spinal column and the fragments were so small and lodged deep that it slowly paralyzed him. He was still able to get the wounded back to base, but after that they had to carry him out because he could not walk anymore. Now he's stuck on a wheelchair. So he was a hero then. Edna said, thinking of her own husband. To me he's always a hero. He studied computer programming because that was what he could do in a wheelchair, and he finished the course a few months ago. But he could not find work because they need some experience. So now he takes care of the 3 kids and I had to go to work. Grants have gone down last year for many science projects and this job is the best I can have. It's risky but I get paid okay. You have 3 kids? Maria asked. Yes, 2 boys 12 and 11 and 1 9-year-old girl. Tom brings them to school and picks them up. He cooks for them and makes sure they study well. If I die, his VA check will not be enough. The light is dying and I think we are running out of air. Ellie said. Ashton, I think we should go now. Edna said. Who's Ashton? Liz asked.